Hello everyone. In the previous class, we have discussed about the series combination as well as the parallel combination of resistors, how the resistors are connected in series combination and how the resistors are connected in parallel combination. And also we have written the formula to find out the total resistance if the resistors are connected in series, that is Rs equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3. And similarly, if the three resistors are connected in parallel combination, then the total resistance will be given by 1 by Rp equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Now in the today's class, let us discuss how the formula has been derived. At first, let us derive the series combination formula. And the question that may come from this topic looks like, explain with the help of a label circuit diagram, how would you find the equivalent resistance of a combination of three resistors of resistance R1, R2 and R3 joined in series combination. So according to this question, the three resistors having resistance R1, R2 and R3, they are joined in series combination. And we need to derive the formula to find out the equivalent resistance of this series combination. So here we consider three resistance which are connected end to end, that is in series combination. The value of first resistance is R1, second is R2 and third is R3. And then we connect a battery having the voltage V, and this is a switch. When the switch is on, the voltage given out by the battery will be distributed among R1, R2 and R3. Let us say that the potential difference across R1 will be represented by V1, and similarly V2 is the potential difference across R2, and V3 is the potential difference across R3. As we have already studied in the previous class, in series combination, the same current flows through each of the three resistances, but the voltage get divided. So that we can write total voltage equals to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So in series combination, we can write total voltage equals to sum of voltage across each resistors. That is V equals to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So V1 is the voltage across R1, V2 is the voltage across R2, and V3 is the voltage across R3. So this is our equation number 1. Now we use the Ohm's law, which gives the relation between voltage, current and the resistance. So for the first resistance R1, the voltage here is V1 and the current here is I. So using the Ohm's law, the expression for the V1 will be V1 equals to I into R1. And similarly, the expression for V2 will be I into R2 and V3 is I into R3. Now in the next step, what we do is we replace the value of V1, V2, V3 in equation number 1. So after replacing the value, we get V equals to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. So in the right hand side, there are three terms and all the three terms contains current I. So that we can take I common. And after taking common on the right hand side, V equals to I into within bracket R1 plus R2 plus R3. Now if Rs be the total resistance in series, so if we replace all the three resistances by a single resistance denoted by Rs, then using Ohm's law, P equals to current into total resistance Rs. So now we replace the value of B in this equation here, and we can get I into Rs equals to, in the right hand side, I into R1 plus R2 plus R3. In the left hand side and right hand side, there is a common term I, so that we can cancel, and the remaining will be Rs equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So in this way we get the formula to find the total resistance if the three resistance R1, R2 and R3 they are connected in series. Now let us derive the formula related to the parallel combination of resistors. And the question that may come from this topic looks like, explain with the help of a labeled circuit diagram, how will you find the equivalent resistance of a combination of three resistors of resistance R1, R2 and R3 joined in parallel combination. So according to the question, the three resistances R1, R2 and R3 they are connected in parallel combination. So here we consider three resistors R1, R2 and R3 they are connected in parallel combination, and then we connect battery to this combination. So in parallel combination, the voltage across each of the resistances will be same, but the current gets divided. So the total current I at this point finds three ways to go. So one through the R1, another through R2 and another through R3. So let us denote these three currents by I1, I2 and I3. I1 is the current flowing through R1 resistance, I2 is the current flowing through R2 resistance, and similarly I3 is the current flowing through R3 resistance. And then we can write, for parallel combination, total current I equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3. As the current gets distributed in the parallel combination of resistors, we can write total current equals to sum of the currents across each of the resistors. Total current is I equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So this is our equation number 1. Now again we use the Ohm's law, B equals to IR, but here we need to find the expression for current. So I equals to B by R. And in the first resistance, the current is I1, the voltage is B, which is same for all, and the resistance value here is R1. So that I1 equals to B by R1. And similarly for the second resistance R2, the expression for I2 equals to B by R2. And similarly for the third resistance R3, I3 equals to B by R3. Now we use the expression for I1, I2 and I3 in equation number 1. And we get I equals to B by R1 plus B by R2 plus B by R3. And in the right hand side there are three terms, and all the three terms contains B. So that we can take B common, and after taking B common we can write I equals to B times within bracket 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Now in parallel combination also, if we consider all the three resistances as a single and represent it by Rp, then using the Ohm's law, total current equals to voltage B divided by total resistance. So here the resistance is denoted by Rp. Now we replace the expression for I here, and then we can write B by Rp equals to B into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So in the left hand side and right hand side, B is common, so we can cancel them, and we can get 1 by Rp equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. And this is the formula to find the total resistance in parallel combination. when the three resistances R1, R2 and R3 are connected in parallel. So in this way, we derive the formula for series combination as well as parallel combination. So these formula are very much important to solve the numericals. So students, in our previous class and just before also, we have discussed about the series and parallel combination of resistors. Now similarly, the different electrical appliances will be connected in either in series or in parallel combination. And if they are connected in series combination, then there are some disadvantages of the series connection. So now let us discuss about the disadvantage of series connection in an electric circuit. The first is, in series connection, if any one of the component fails to work, the circuit will break and then none of the component will work. So like for example, so here I have taken two electrical device, one is bulb and another is heater. So if they are connected in this way, that is series combination, then if in case the bulb get fused or it stops working, then although the heater is not damaged, this will not work because there is no other way for the current to go through the heater. So this is the first disadvantage. Now the second disadvantage is, it is not possible to connect a bulb and a heater in series because they need different value of current to operate properly. As we already know that heater requires more current for the operation, and this bulb, it requires a very less current compared to the heater. So if they are connected in series, then the bulb will get easily fused because of flow of large current through it. So this is the second disadvantage. The third disadvantage is, separate on-off switches cannot be applied across each device. So we cannot use the separate switch for the bulb and the separate switch for the heater because there is only one way for the current to flow. So if we keep the switch here and if we switch on, then the bulb and the heater, it starts working, and if we switch off, then both the bulb and the heater, it stops working. So if the electrical appliances are connected in series, then we cannot use either heater or bulb independently. So this is the third disadvantage. Just before, we have discussed about the disadvantages of series combination. But the parallel combination has some advantages. So now let us discuss about the advantages of parallel combination. The first advantage is, in parallel connection, if any one of the component fails to work, the circuit will not break and the other components will work smoothly. So like for example here, the bulb and the heater, they are connected in parallel combination. And in case if the bulb stops working, but the heater will work continuously because there is independent path for the current to flow through the heater. So there is no effect even if the bulb gets damaged on the heater. So this is the first advantage of parallel combination. Now the second advantage is, different electrical appliances have different requirements of current. This is satisfied in parallel combination. As we know that heater requires more current than the bulb. So in this case, if the heater requires more current, then more current will flow through this wire and less current will flow through the upper wire, that is through the bulb, so that the bulb will not get damaged. So this is the second advantage of parallel combination. Now the third advantage is, separate switch can be applied across its devices. In series combination, we have already studied that separate switch cannot be used there. But in parallel combination, we can use separate switch, one for the bulb and one for the heater. So in this way, so if we want to switch on the bulb and switch off the heater, then this is possible only when they are connected in parallel connection. So these are the three advantages of the parallel combination.